see. Hello guys, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Abatan Sheriffdeen and welcome back to Excel Island. And today is day 83 of my 100 days of code. The goal is to learn and upskill myself as a data analyst using the resources on the Datacamp platform based on the data analyst in SQL career track. And today is day 83 and I'm super excited. I'm on the last chapter, not the last chapter, the last course in this career track called the data analyst in SQL career tracks. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm on the data communications concept under the data analyst in SQL career tracks. So I go to the career track where that's coming up. I'm actually a top rated plus freelance data analyst on the Upwork platform. So I decided to go on a learning spree, on a learning journey, and upskill myself. So that is the reason you are seeing this live. And I decided to share the learning journey with the world outside here to actually share with people how technical, the type of, how important or how really important learning is to be, before you can work, before you can call yourself or before you can start freelancing in general. You actually need to pass through the learning stage. You get it now. As a data analytics person or a technical, or when you're going to the technical aspect of tech in general. So I'm a data analyst in SQL career track, which I'm 92% close to ending the work, to finishing the whole content in this career track. So I click on this data analyst in SQL career track. Let's see what it looks like. As it's loading up. So while that is coming up, as I said earlier, that I'm a top rated plus freelancer on the Upwork platform, and I've had major success on the platform, and that is due to the influence of a coach, someone who has actually guided me through the whole learning journey, through my whole freelancing career journey. And his name is Bengadi BE, and he currently has a course called the Freelance Clients Magnet course. And what this course does is that it also teaches you how to become a successful freelancer like this, like me, and also what start your own successful freelancing business. I'll leave a link to the course under the YouTube description. Do make sure to check that. Do make sure to check it out. Right, back here you can see this is the data analyst in SQL career track, and it says it contains 11 courses, one project, for an estimate of 39 hours. So if I scroll down to see all contents, you can see I've completed all the whole course content, just remaining the 11th course. I'll just continue today, day 82, day 83, and after that, there is the what? A guided project, the course project, which is to solidify your knowledge from previous courses. There's also the data analyst in what? The Datacamp certification, which I'll also be taking, also definitely be live streaming that learning journey. That's the certification process also. Also, there's the data analyst in Power BI career track, which the goal is after finishing the data analyst in SQL career track and building out of portfolios and practicing, I'll also be starting the data analyst in Power BI career track also. So you may have to subscribe to the channel so you miss this data analyst in Power BI career track right now. So make sure to subscribe and put on the notification bell so you know whenever I go live and start live streaming this data analyst in Power BI learning journey also. There are a lot of courses on the Datacamp platform, fully packed, at least to give you a very, very solid beginning to become a data analytics person. So if I go back to the progress dashboard, I'll just continue from where I stopped on day 82. So the goal is to learn for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes every day and compound the knowledge over time. You don't have to rush through the whole course materials. I'll click on data communication concepts, which is the last part in this career track before we start getting our hands dirty real time. So let me open the slides on my second screen here. If I go to, let's open up the slide on the screen. Okay, I think we are through with the chapter. Yeah, we are through with the chapter one, which is storytelling with data. So this is chapter two. I have to download the slide for that. Okay, so let's download this real quick. Okay, that has been downloaded. So it says selecting the right data. So selecting the right data. Let's continue learning.
Welcome back. We now understand the fundamentals of data storytelling. In this second chapter, we will deepen our knowledge by learning how to prepare for communicating data. We will learn how to identify the different targeted personas to appropriately select findings, statistics, visualizations, and choose the appropriate format to make an impact with our results. Let's dive right in. We learned why designing a story is important. We also learned to decide between a technical and non-technical approach. Now it's time to select the right data. But what does it mean to select the right data? It implies including sufficient contextual insights in our story to support our main point without overloading our reports with information. In other words, we include the minimal amount of results that will support our story. And why is selecting insights important? Remember that data is one of the three central elements in any story. Garbage in, garbage out. If our raw data is bad and unreliable, then our analysis will be too. Same for our results. But when we find the insights, we need to display our findings properly to highlight a different view of the data for each audience. Different stakeholders will be interested in our findings differently, so we need to tailor how we show our results to each of them. A stakeholder can be any person or group of persons that has an interest in the outcome of a project, or a decision, or an activity that is derived from it. As we mentioned before, stakeholders can be technical or non-technical. Among them, we may have different types of audiences. A helpful tool is to identify audience personas. It means describing the interests of the project outcomes and the technical knowledge of someone who represents our ideal target audience group. Defining personas helps select tailored findings to better convey our key insights. Let's go back to our Communicate Be Food project. After finding our story, we need to define personas in our targeted audience, which will allow us to select the right findings in order to adjust our message. The first persona we might be reporting to is the executive team, most likely the CEO, an investor, a director, or a founder. They have basic knowledge about technical aspects, and they usually need to inform their decisions using our project findings. In our example, when telling the story to our project manager, we can show the overall cost of the proposed next steps and general metrics such as the predicted increase in number of customers, as well as the risk that our plan will fail. We can also present a report to our project collaborators or a technical supervisor with high technical knowledge. They are likely interested not only in our results, but also in replicating or continuing the project. Lastly, we can show our story to an external customer or to other department staff. They likely have basic or general technical knowledge and want to understand the impact of the project. In our example, we should show the historical decline in profits and explain how the rebranding of the chocolates will increase next year's earnings. Finally, the audience can be more or less receptive to our results. If people are easily convinced, fine. But some will be more skeptical than others. We should be prepared to bring in more data, insights, and information to convince skeptics if our reasoning is put in doubt. A classic approach recommends to first convince ourselves, then a friend, then a skeptic. Okay, now it's your turn to identify personas and tailor data given the situation at hand.
Okay. think that instructor is pretty fast. Probably just reading the slides. Come on. Why is it taking so long to come up? The truth about salaries. The truth about salaries. It says your predictive model for customer churn, which you worked on in chapter 1, has been deployed. Your project manager asks you to work on a new internal project. The goal is to analyze a database with employee salaries in San Francisco, USA. So after doing an exhaustive exploratory data analysis, you have to present your findings to the human resources team. They want to compare San Francisco salary growth to the one at the company. They need to understand how to forecast salaries for the next year. You are about to copy the graphs from your analysis. How about that? So your manager reminds you to select the right data for your stakeholders. You start by writing down what you believe can help you choose the proper findings. So one of the statements you wrote is false. Can you select which one it is? How about that? So the human resources team would likely be interested in knowing how the average salary has been increasing in the last 10 years in San Francisco. The second option says the human resources team has no knowledge of data analysis techniques, so code shouldn't be included when listing the top 5 job titles. To select categorical data such as salaries on the top 10 rated companies in industry, the company evolving. That provides context to support the idea of increased salaries. To select all collected numerical data about San Francisco salaries and show them in a big dashboard so it helps understand in detail why salaries have been increasing. One of the statements say we want to what? Data, okay. Select the right data. So one of them is false. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that last one. That's that. You should include only the data that is relevant for your specific audience. It says select all. This one is saying select all collected numerical data about San Francisco salaries and show them in a big dashboard. That's too much. If you want to make sense of data, please select the data you're interested in. Earning interest. So earning interest. Well then, your presentation with the Human Resources Department was a success. Your team lead asks you to show your data analysis results to different stakeholders. Before you dive into preparing the presentation or the reports, you want to make sure that you are aligned with their interests. You want to make sure that you are aligned with their interests. With that goal in mind, you define several personas. It will help you select the suitable data later. You write down the personals, their knowledge, and their interests on this project. Can you classify your notes into the following audience? human resources director, technical advisor, marketing staff. Basic technical knowledge on data analysis wants to raise the salary of the company employees based on actual data. Show the variance, mean, and distribution of numerical variables, such as pay per, such as base pay and total benefits. Expert knowledge on statistical methods wants to analyze the salary of different European countries. General knowledge on data analysis wants to understand how salary impacts work-life balance to advertise it on the career page, definitely the marketing staff. Select data demonstrating that better company benefits impact the employee performance to help attract talents on the career page. Human resources. Select data comparing employee satisfaction in best paying companies compared to others to support employee salary increase. Comparing, let's give it a shot. Mix them up all together. Show the variance means distribution of numerical results as base pay. This should be here. Definitely this should be here. Put up. Oh, this will be marketing staff. I have to read that one more time. Select data demonstrating that better company benefits impact the employee performance to help attract marketing staff, attract talents on the career page. I mixed it up there. You are seeing technical stuff here. Show the variance, mean, and distribution of numerical variables. That's technical stuff. This is human resources stuff. Okay, let's continue. Showing relevant statistics. Let's see that.
Great job identifying and profiling different types of audiences. We now know what selecting the right finding means and why it is important for storytelling. Now let's cover how specific metrics help convey different messages. Sometimes we want to compare one or several specific variables over time. The difference can be expressed with an absolute number, like 3,000 more units sold, or a growth rate, 10% more units sold. If we focus on one variable, an absolute number is okay, but when looking at several variables, the growth rate tends to be more informative as it allows comparing different scales, products sold in volumes of thousands and millions, for example. For absolute change, we care about the difference between 2018 and 2017 sales. When we focus on the percentage change from 2017 to 2018, we use relative change. An absolute change for a small number can be small even if the relative change is large. On the opposite, absolute change for a large number can be large even if its relative change is small. Relative changes on small quantities can appear larger than they are because a small absolute change can result in a large percentage change. Which one we use depends on the question we want to answer. Say we were asked to explore proportion changes in sales volumes between years. In the graph, we see the total units sold in 2017 and 2018. It's a good plot to show that more chocolate is sold than chips, or that chocolate sales decreased while chips increased. But since we're interested by proportion, we'd better show the percentage of change. Now, we have the respective percentage changes for each product. So let's see different situations and which type of metrics we should use. We could also use a ratio, a comparison of two variables expressed as a quotient, such as the revenue per customer, calculated as total product revenue in dollars divided by number of customers as we can see in the graph. Ratios help normalize values, which in turn helps compare the distribution of data of originally different scales. Sometimes we need to summarize numerical data into an aggregate, a number that gives an idea of an overall or representative value. It can be a simple total or count, like total sales or how long a campaign will last. Another common aggregate is the mean, the average number of chocolates or chips sold per year, as we see in the graph, or the median price for each product. The mean can be misleading, particularly if there are outliers, extreme values, so the data is not normally distributed. For example, the average annual wage in 2019 in the US was about 52K, and the median annual wage was about 34K. So using the mean, we think the common tendency is a 52K wage, when actually half the population is below 34K. When communicating our results, we often need to provide proof that the data is not normally distributed. Another common aggregate is the mean, the average number of chocolates or chips sold per year, as we see in the graph, or the median price for each product. The mean can be misleading, particularly if there are outliers, extreme values, so the data is not normally distributed. For example, the average annual wage in 2019 in the US was about 52K, and the median annual wage was about 34K. So using the mean, we think the common tendency is a 52K wage, when actually half the population is below 34K. When communicating our results, we often need to provide proof that they are statistically significant, i.e. that they can't be due to randomness. A p-value lower than 0.05 is considered an indicator of significance by convention. The lower it gets, below 0.05, and the stronger the indicator. However, it is not a proof of evidence. It only rejects or accepts a hypothesis without saying anything about the truth of it. Because of how often p-value metrics are misunderstood or confusing the audience, we should really consider alternative metrics or add some more in support. Now it's your turn to choose relevant metrics.
Yeah, deciding metrics though. Okay. Salary variation. You have selected suitable data for your story on San Francisco salaries. Now, you have to evaluate which metrics to use. You want to convey the following message to the human resources team. The total pay of employees has increased or decreased according to their job title from 2017 to 2018. You prepare the two visualization below, but you are unsure which one is best. Okay, let's see. I wouldn't choose this one though. Merely looking at it. The total pay of employees has decreased to their according to their job title. Okay, from 2017 to 2018. So one of the following option is 2. Can you select which one it is? Both graphs showed clearly how the salary changed for the 3 different jobs, but are meaningful ways of expressing the same insight and convey clearly the message. This is salary 2017. There was a decrease for lawyers now. Probably an increase in 2018. Okay. So the graph on the left showing total values is the most suitable one. The change in salary are observed. No adjustment is needed as you'd rather show raw than transform data. The graph on the right is the best way to convey the message. The percentage change, the magnitude of the salary change depending on their job is more evident. Okay, let me go for it. Okay, so this one is not correct. Why? Look at the scale. See? That's adjusting the underlying data and help convey the key insight to the audience more effectively. Let's see. Why is not having minus salary change 2017 to 2018? So there was an increase in salary sale from 2017 to 2018 for researcher but a decrease for project management. Like this one here, there's a decrease there. In 2017, there was an increase, then decrease. That means these two job titles had an increase within from 2017 to 2018, but this had a decrease. That makes sense. So on a payroll, good job on selecting the most impactful visualization. Your insights made an impact. The human resources team, the human resources team lead asks you to show more findings. You go back to your exploratory data analysis and select some data, but you want to explore different variants of the same data to discover the best one for explaining your distinct insights to the human resources team. Can you decide what data variants would be the best would be best suited depending on the finding you want to show? Correctly classify the following examples as total values change or ratio. Total value change or ratio. You want to highlight how much total overtime a company paid for employees working as electronic maintenance technician. Yeah, total day. That's tricky. The average total per week. The average total per week per worker did not significantly increase from 2014 to 2015. Okay, the average total pay per worker did not okay, the average total pay per worker did not significantly increase from 2014 to 2015. It would be interesting to show the total monthly benefits employee will have the next 6 months. This total keeps getting funny. The number of people working in the private sector increased by 100k from 2017 to 2018. Increased by 100k. An important finding is the fact that engineers experienced 50% increase in their salary in 2018, while business analysts only experienced 30% increase. Let me double check. The average total pay per worker. Give it a shot. Oh, I'm missing this two. These two are not ratio. This one be ratio. Number of people working in 12 increase. This is a change. Okay, exactly. I missed it to each other. There was a change there that the number of people working in the private sector increased by 100k from 2017. So there was a change. An important salary described change. An important finding is the fact that engineer experienced a 50% increase. There was a change. Okay. It will be interesting to show the total monthly benefits we have. Total monthly benefits. I think. Oh, this is the last point. This the last challenge here. It says it is not significant. You have a big deadline ahead. You need to submit a report on the data analysis for the project of San Francisco salaries to your technical lead. He will read it and report your results to the senior management team. You have a story and you select data to support it. You want to show comparison of average pay for people with different job titles. Want to show comparison, okay? You are hesitant to show p values. You know that there are a lot of misconceptions around it. You decided to use it anyway. However, you plan to clarify any confusion about p values so your audience understand its meaning and trust the results. Can you classify these statements as good use or misuse of p value? Okay, good use or misuse of p value. It's saying the base pay salary is higher for a physician than for a special nurse. You report it, but interpret the results with caution. P value. The mean base pay is higher for an accountant than a lawyer. P-value is the strongest evidence. There is no over-interesting alternative to check. For evaluating the p-value, you consider there is enough proof that a nurse and a doctor have the same base pay. Oh, I'm trying to check that out. So the mean total pay is lower for fighters than for department chiefs. It is bigger. It is a bigger difference than for captain. So the mean overtime pay showed higher values for a department head than for medical examiner. You don't consider this strong evidence. Who waiting for each other. The mean overtime pay show higher values. Okay, I'm trying to always remember that p-value is not the sole indicator of a truth. You should evaluate carefully its value and consider alternative. Definitely be reading more on p-values later. Explaining p-values. Visualization for different audience. Or just have to stop here. Nights and day 3 live stream. Let's stop here today. We continue on day 84. Alright guys, so thanks for staying to the end of the live stream. If you found value in this video, do support the channel by giving the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you'll be the first to know whenever I go live or drop a new content. Also put on the notification bell to get notified whenever I go live or drop some new content. Do not forget to check out the course by my coach Bengali BE using the link in the YouTube description. The name of the course is the Freelance Client Magnet course, which teaches you how to become a successful freelancer and actually run a successful freelancing business like this. See you tomorrow. I'll see you in the next video on the channel or on day 84 live stream. You have a wonderful night.